right, Bobcat Lady Cat fans, we're here inside the halls of Hallsville ISD. This segment sponsored by Roofmasters and Bubba's 33 in Longview, Texas. Our guest today is Coach Larry Hurta. Am I pronouncing that name correctly?
It's perfect.
Perfect. All right, Coach. Now, how long have you been here at Hallsville High School?
This is my third year at Hallsville.
And how many years in education?
So about 14 years.
And I know we were talking about this before we started, all the titles that we have. So we're a tennis coach and we're on the science side of things, right?
Yes.
Anatomy and physiology, environmental systems, is that right?
That's right.
And so my first question is being a coach and also teaching stuff like that, how do you have time to do all of that?
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. And they're pretty good with our conference time. So you're supposed to get an hour and a half a day, but most of the time I'm getting calls from our Coach Haney.
Right.
So Coach Haney's, I guarantee I have 12 this morning, so starting at 7 a.m.
Kind of needy.
And then about 1, and then about 2, and then we had an order on something. So you're trying to work that in your conference time, but it is very difficult. I think for Labor Day, I didn't want to do any work, but I probably spent a few hours on grades and things like that.
So what is environmental systems? What does that pertain? I'm very confused on that.
So this is good, and this is good. Basically, you're talking about anything that pertains with the globe. You're looking at how weather patterns affect the environment. We're looking at biomes. It's kind of like biology, the application of biology.
El Nino.
Biomes, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, biomes. Yeah, that's our unit right now.
Okay. Deserts, dry.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew exactly
the
what that meant.
deserts and the marine, and
Yeah.
we'll do the food webs and food chains, but you're really kind of parsing all that out, making it practical for kids. So we'll go out and we'll look around at ecosystems and things like that.
I got every bit of that.
There you go. We got that.
His head's smoking right now. Now, I got to ask, Coach, when because you talked about how long have we coached tennis?
So I've been coaching a long time. My first job at 16 was literally they stuck me on a court. So as soon as I could drive, I drove to a court anywhere from 5-year-olds to 13-year-olds. I had about 30 of them, and we had a team. And so we played other teams. So
how did you play tennis before? Is that how?
I started at about 12, so I started relatively late. I played all traditional sports, and then when I started playing tennis, I just started falling in love with it because you were always doing something.
Right.
So you're not waiting very much. You're playing. You're always involved in every play, doubles or singles, and I love that. I didn't like not batting one inning. I didn't like sitting out for defense or offense. I just wanted to be in the game. So basketball was pretty good, when you were playing, but I just got a little vertically challenged after a while. And,
so who did you pattern your game after? Who was your favorite tennis player?
Ooh, that's a good one.
McEnroe
I met Connors years ago. I met Connors, and he was good because he was a grinder. He was just a fighter,
yeah.
and I had some athletic talent, of course, but there's people with more. And so I had to work pretty hard for what I got. Right. And I felt like he was kind of like your working man tennis player.
Oh, you don't know who Jimmy Connors is.
Yeah, Jimmy Connors,
he's too young for that.
And then he was playing at like 43, still winning titles. He was grinding.
He's way too young
Some of us
that.
didn't go to high school in the 60s, so I don't know.
That's so bad.
So let's talk about this year's tennis team.
Okay.
And what are our strengths this year, and what do we need to work on a little bit?
Now, really, we may have the best team maybe in the history of Hallsville. So we played Texas High our first district match. We have never beaten them on the varsity side, but 2 years ago we won our first JV match. This year we won our JV match. We lost 10-9, and they're top 20 team in the state. We ended up played Longview last night. They're 16 in the state. We lost 12-7, but it could have been 7-12. There were 8 tiebreakers. That could have went either way. We only won 3 out of the 8. So that means you split sets. And we beat the number 1 team in the state 4A, which was Lindale, last Friday. So this week we beat Lindale. So they're number 1 in the state 4A. Right. So we beat them. And we're working to be a top 25 program. That's our
who do we got coming up next and what's our –
We'll end up and play White House, and that will be this Tuesday coming up, and they're tough. They're a great team. So usually we beat them 10-9 last year. So it's gonna be as close as it gets.
Right.
So I imagine hopefully we'll pull that out. Some of it gets to matchups.
So speaking of matchups, do you like 1 versus 1, or do you put? Yeah. I'm gonna take my 1 and put up against our number 9, and.
Yeah. It's really great. You play doubles, you play singles for a team match. This is my favorite part of the year. The individual part, it's great, but this is about our team. And so you need to win 10 matches out of 19 to beat another team. So you start out with 7 doubles matches, and then then you play 12 singles matches. And so you go head to head. And when I say 8 tiebreakers, that means we want a set, they want a set. You play a 10-point tiebreaker, and whoever wins those wins the match. And we fell 3 short this time. So it was tough. And we had, with Texas I, we had those shots right on our racket. I mean, it was tough. I woke up and the next morning, I think I screamed when I got out of bed.
Went throw the chicken.
That's it. I could have thrown one.
Hey, Coach, thank you for joining us. I know we're going to be cheering on the tennis team going forward. Fans at home, that's been Inside the Halls of Hallsville ISD. We'll see y'all next time.